Hey guys, what's up? I'm back to bring you guys another nail tutorial. Hey guys, it's Kaylee. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you guys another nail tutorial. A new one. A little different than my last. I switched some things up. I have a new camera. So yeah, it's a little improved nail video and I'm happy to bring it to you guys today. My nails have been looking so nasty and ratchet. They're bad, they're horrible. If you have been watching my previous videos and my vlogs I've posted, if not, go check them out. I will link them here. My family and I painted our entire house last week, so my nails got really busted and I did not feel like fixing them, but this week I decided I needed to. I redid my nails, a fun color, a different shape I have never done before. And if you follow me on Instagram, then you've already seen these nails. I used my Kiara Sky dip system like I used in my last one. No, I'm not sponsored by Kiara Sky. I always use y'all's stuff. Please, I would love to be sponsored. I usually always use Kiara Sky. I really do love it, and people are always messaging me asking me if I recommend it, and the answer is yes. Also, I want to mention before we get into the video, I am not a nail professional at all. I am not a nail technician, none of the sorts. So with all of that out of the way, let's get into the video. I'm starting with nails that are already prepped. I've already trimmed my cuticles and pressed them back. And right now I'm using my e-file with the sanding bit on to rough up the surface of my nails a little bit. You can achieve this with a hand file as well, but I like to use my e-file for it. I think it's just a lot faster. Roughing up the surface of the nail is important so that the tips and glue will adhere nicely to your natural nail. As you can see, we are going to be using the stiletto artificial tips. I got these from Amazon. I like the stiletto pre-shaped tips because they're really good for doing coffin shaped nails and almond shaped. Any nail that you really need to have narrow sides, I like these for. It makes the filing a lot easier. So as you can see now, I am just fitting each tip to my fingernails. You want to be careful when doing this, make sure they're not too big or too small. And as you can see now, I am roughing up the inside of the artificial tip so that it adheres better to your natural nail. Sometimes the artificial tips are a little bit too wide for my pinkies, so what you just saw was me filing down the sides so that they fit better. Now I'm just applying the glue to the well of the artificial tip and applying it to my nail. One tip when applying your fake nails to your natural nails is to kind of rock the tip back and forth so that you get out all the air bubbles, because you really want these to connect. I have a hard time with that because my nails naturally have no curve to them and they are pretty flat. So I really have to be careful and make sure to get all the bubbles out of the glue before it dries. Now that I've glued on all of my tips, I'm going to grab my nail clippers and begin cutting down the nail tips. Now, if you're doing a different kind of shape, like an almond shape, which this is my first time doing the almond shape, but I know that they need to be longer than you think because there's obviously a point on the almond shaped, and that's going to be your highest point. So be careful and really cautious when you're cutting the tips down to the length. And right here I'm cutting kind of some of the sides off of the tips because they're very curved tips and it's going to make it easier for filing. And now I am just filing the sides of my nails to try to get the almond shape. It took me quite some time because I have never done this shape before, so this is a shortened version of my filing. And also, while you're filing, make sure you file the surface of your nail and where the nail tip meet. Do not want a ridge in between them because that will create uneven dip application. You can also use your e-file for this step. I prefer the hand file, it's a lot more precise. Now I am taking the step 1 Bond in the Kiara Sky dip system and applying this to my nails. This basically dries out the nails and dehydrates them so that the base and powder stick better, and you only need to apply this to your natural nails. Now we are taking Kiara Sky's dip powder in natural, and this is what you use to build your structure, and we're going to use the step 2 base from the Kiara Sky dip system. Now you're going to want to apply a thin layer of the base to where your natural nail and artificial tip meet, and then dip into the powder. Now you want to dust off your nails, and in this next step, I'm adding an extra step than in a normal process, but I'm going to create a line 3/4 down the nail to the tip of the nail, just a straight line down the center, and dip into the powder. And this is going to give us a little bit extra structure, essentially creating an apex to make your nails stronger so that they don't break. I have very flat nails, like I said before, so I actually have to create a lot of structure before doing my color dip. So that is what I'm doing with this natural powder. Of course, after each dip, you need to tap off your nails and dust them off with a brush to get all the excess powder off. And next, we're going to take the Kiara Sky dip powder in dark pink. This is actually part of the French kit, starter kit, which I'll link down below. So we are going to apply this a hairline away from your cuticle and then dip. And what I'm using this for is a base under the glitter dip powder that we're going to be using. Now I have tested out on a artificial nail the dip powder that we're going to be using today, and it was not super opaque because it's just really a lot of glitter. So I'm putting this dark pink shade underneath the glitter so that it kind of camouflages my natural nail underneath so that you don't see that. So always remember to dust off between every dip. And now we're going to take the base and apply it right next to the cuticle. Please be careful and do not get too close to the cuticle because that will cause lifting later. The next step is step 3, seal protect, and you're going to apply this. Saturate your nail as much as you can in this. This hardens the acrylic so that you can get ready to file. Now this is a step I do. It is not what they tell you to do based on their instructions on Kiara Sky, but I like to file in between my layers when I am doing like a base layer like this, because essentially I'm doing a base layer and then I'm going to put my top layer of the color I want to use afterwards. So in between these steps, I like to file my nails, keeping them nice and slim so they don't lose their shape. I also did cut myself with the hand file, so ignore that. But now that we're done doing our first round of shaping, or I guess second round really, I'm just going to dust everything off, and I'm going to grab the glitter shade we're using, which is the Kiara Sky dip powder in the shade 90s Baby. This I just randomly bought on a whim because they had a sale, and I'm a 90s baby, so I had to get it. So once again, we're going to grab our base liquid from the kit, and we're going to apply a hairline away from the cuticle, and make sure you're doing really precise strokes on your nail for this color. I almost always do a base coat like I just showed you guys, like using the pink underneath before I do my final color. That's just how I like to do it because my nails don't have a lot of structure, so I like to make a lot of structure before I put the final coat on. Because I find that when you put your final coat of color on and then you have to do a ton of filing and shaping and stuff like that, it can actually wear off your color. and your final color does not look that great. So I try to do majority of the file work before I get to my final color, and I just spilt it as you can see, so that kind of ruined my white background. But yeah, so we're going to do a hairline away and then dust off the excess and then move in closer. So get closer to the cuticle, but try your best to not touch your cuticle because you do not want lifting, and that's exactly what will happen. After the second coat of your glitter color is completed, we're going to move to the clear coat. So this is the Kiara Sky dip powder in clear. Dipping your nails in the clear powder protects the colored powder that you put down before this when you're filing and shaping everything. Like I said, the colored powder can be easily damaged by filing, so another step or precaution to take is to just do the clear coat of powder over it. The French kit that I use actually does not come with the clear powder. I actually purchased this on Amazon. So if you're interested in buying the French starter kit, make sure you buy the clear separately. And now I'm just dusting everything away, trying to clean up this glitter that I spilt. Now that you've done your clear coat and you're all done, it's time to seal it with the Seal Protect. Once again, like I said before, this just hardens the acrylic and makes it way faster for it to dry so that you can get right on in to your filing and shaping. I also want to mention real quick that it's very important that you saturate your whole nail and let this stuff dry, because if you don't let it dry, you will have actual chunks of the powder off your nails just rolling off when you're filing. So you want to make sure these are hard as a rock. And I'll show you in the next clip, I believe, how to know if they're dried all the way. I take my nail file and tap it, and if it gives you this clinking sound, you know, when you're like tapping plastic or something, you know it's dry, and it'll make a really soft sound if it's wet still. So just wait a few seconds, 30 seconds maybe, and it should be ready. As you can see here, I'm just filing the sides. You can use an e-file, and I kind of go back and forth between my e-file and my hand file, as you can see here. I usually use a fine grit on my e-file, and I go around the cuticle area to get any mistakes that maybe got too close to the cuticle or whatever. Also, if I have any spots on my nail that are like large bumps or very uneven areas, I will usually use the e-file to try to file it down because it's a lot quicker than using your hand file. But for the most part, I actually enjoy using the hand file. I think I have a lot more control, and with the e-file, sometimes you can file way too much, way too quick. Also, keep in mind that I file a lot more than what you're seeing in these clips. I cut it down obviously for the video purpose, but I do file a lot. And next, I'm going to move on to a buffer block and buff all the nails. I find this really just completes the look of the nails and smooths them out really nicely. Now you'll see I grabbed a very small bit for my e-file and I'm filing the underneath side. Because these artificial tips are so curved, when I was filing, a lot of the excess file will just group up underneath the nail itself, so I was just cleaning all that out. Now I'm taking my new favorite top coat, which is the Kiara Sky non-wipe gel top coat. In my previous video, I used a different top coat. I've struggled very hard with finding a top coat I like. I do not like the top coat that comes in the Kiara Sky Dip Starter Kit, but this one is really good so far. Make sure to cap the free edge when you're applying this, because if not, it will peel off. You also do need to rough up your nails before you apply a gel top coat. They have to be a little bit rough. They cannot be smooth or else it will peel off as well. So make sure they're a little bit roughed up. I just use a hand file to do that. And then I apply one coat of this. And for my lamp specifically, there are directions online on Kiara Sky on how long you cure it depending on your lamp. But for mine specifically, I do 2 minutes and then it is done. After I cure them, I will apply the Kiara Sky Nourish Oil. I do really love this oil, especially because my cuticles are insanely dry. And yeah, I apply it to each cuticle and then I rub it in, do a little massage, I guess, and then your nails are done. And now you have cute almond shaped glitter nails, perfect for Easter, springtime, and all of that. Alright guys, that is the end of the video. Like I said, this is my second nail tutorial, and if you have not seen my first one, please click right here and go check it out. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. If you decide to get this kit and do your nails at home, please post a picture of them on Instagram or any social media and tag me. All my social media usernames are down below in the description box. Also in the description box, I will be putting all the products that I used down below, as well as links to go directly to the products. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them down below or feel free to message me on Instagram. I would love to help you guys out. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and if you want to see more nail videos from me. Last but not least, please hit that subscribe button if you have not already, and please don't forget to hit the bell notification next to the subscription button. And turn on all of my post notifications so that you never miss a video from me. I would appreciate it so much. So once again guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy out there, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.